And we are live. What's good, people? It's your man DL Saint. I'm back again. If y'all were with me earlier, we were talking to my man Dylan. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the support. That was a great interview. I love talking to my comedic buddies out there, man. We just be chopping it up. It's always a good time. Giving you guys the inside look into that the life of a comedian. But today, this the second half of the day, we need to talk about what's going on in America. I did a show last night and I was talking to my buddy, Jay Swans. He was in the chat, you know what I mean? He's showing love, showing support, making it happen. After the show, we took a phone call and he was telling me about breaking news. Supreme Court is going to overturn Roe v. Wade, which I'm like, what, for real? Is that a thing? And I immediately reached out to Suzette Speaks, who's going to be on, I think, in an hour or so talking about this. So yeah, I was, looks like that's what's going on. So we're going to bring Jay Swans up here. He needs no introduction. Y'all know who he is. The craziest airborne ranger I know. You know what I mean? Give it up for Jay Swans. He don't like the little kids, but I give him a grown-up clap.
I told you, the little kid one makes me all uncomfortable, man. That's an R. Kelly
really?
thing.
Is that really? That makes you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
That makes you a little
You might as well play that, what is it, R. Kelly's, his Pied Piper music. It seems like you're ready.
It seems like you're ready. Something wrong with you, boy.
Nasty,
Something wrong with you, man. But I mean, you and I, we like to, we love America. We put our lives on the line for this country. You know what I mean? We have our own views on what's going on here. Just off rip, man. What's your thought on this?
I'll say that as a black man that has served this country, I think that I would consider us more patriotic than most. Because we're serving a country that historically has not liked us. So I'll just start off with that right there. Historically, African Americans have served this country in the military, fought and died for this country, and didn't even have the right to vote until the 60s. So, that right there, that shows a love we have for this country. Let's just kick it off with that. And I know that's going to get a lot of people all worked up, but hey, it's the truth. If you don't like the truth, hey, I hate to tell you that.
Yeah,
but
there you go with that critical race theory. That's another show, y'all. We ain't even gonna talk about it. I'm joking. Don't bring nothing. We ain't gonna go there. Save it. Save it.
Seriously. But no, this abortion thing is crazy. And I've said this to you before. I don't believe in abortion. That's just my thing. But I'm also not a woman. I do believe a woman has a right to choose and do with whatever's going on with her body. So I believe that there's limits to that. Once again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist, but I believe there's limits to that abortion. There should be a cutoff point, which definitely, I think there was a point. I think that like some people were trying to say that, you can do abortion up to 6 months. No, that's too much for me. That's a baby at that point. So, but this, the overturning of Roe versus Wade it's crazy. It's going to send ripples it's already sending ripples to America, and just talking about it right now. We're a powder keg. It's a damn shame, but hey, it is what it is. It's most likely going to happen. Mississippi's going to get their wish. They're going to get to, push that abortion bill they're trying to push there, and that's going to ripple across the country. Flyover states, there will be no abortions in flyover states. It's huge. And, and with the instability that's going on right now, with everything else that's going on in our country, you have the BLM movement. You have the political issues, the Trump supporters movement. Once again, these are small groups of people on both sides of the spectrum. They're not the majority of this country, but those small groups of people are making a lot of noise right now, which is causing a lot of distractions. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that we're all missing because of these two loud groups making all this noise. And now you've thrown into the mix the abortion situation. The opposite, the two opposing sides of Roe versus Wade, so now you've got more stuff going on that's distracting us from what's really going on in this country or what's going on around us. And I'll tell you, and, I know this will probably be another show, but, if I was China, I'd be sitting there looking like, man, the U.S. is really distracted right now. That could be a real problem for all of us.
Absolutely. I would 100% agree with everything you just said. And we do have a show coming up this week talking about some of the moves that China is making.
You say hi to your people.
Yeah, I am. What's good, Miss AK Lady, man? Good to be here. Good to see you here. I hope you had a great weekend. Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing the love. And Miss AK Lady, do me a favor. I know Suzette is going live today. I think it's at 7. Can you
don't do nothing.
Can you verify that for me, please? Because I looked at her thumbnail and I think she's starting at 7 or 7:30, maybe later than that. Because I would definitely want to go over there and support her. Big Mike, I see you in the house. What's good, brother? Like the video. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming through. Yeah, we're going big on this one. We're going big on this one.
We gonna fight?
No, I'm just talking about this topic. We're going big on this topic. We're going big on this topic because yeah, man, like when you sent me that notice last night, bro, I asked you, like, is this for real? And you were like, yeah, man. I'm like, I don't know about this, man. Like Roe v. Wade to make that move.
If I'm look, first of all, if I'm gonna send you something that's not real, it's gonna be something dirty. Number one, all right. I'm not gonna send you no news story like that. I'll send you like I don't know, like Johnny Depp got a third leg or something, something like that.
I'm just saying, you get catfished, you're gonna catfish me in the process. I was just think about it. We're talking about Roe v. Wade, right? We're talking about. When it comes to the womanist movement, I mean, this is one of the sacred cows right here. It's like the sacred calf. So
I think this goes beyond just women, though. I mean, this movement affects men as well. Like we talked about that earlier. You mentioned the whole child support game. Now that hey, you know what? There's no getting out of it now. There's no saying, hey, I didn't have a choice in this. You know what I mean? The baby's coming.
Right. So we're gonna get into that, but what is Kylo doing, bro?
I don't know, but Naya's got the thing, and
No, I don't. You had it last.
All right.
But no, man. So we're gonna there was something I saw on the internet that we're going to just gonna play it so you guys can hear it. It's just a couple minutes, so this is gonna be able to kind of paint the landscape of what we're dealing with here, and then we'll get into our discussion. And Miss AK Lady, thanks for checking that out for me. She said she's gonna look into it and see what time Suzette starts. So listen to this, y'all. Check this out.
The Buckbuster story broke overnight on the Politico website, reporting that a draft of the Supreme Court's opinion shows the court overturning Roe v. Wade in a blistering ruling. Politico says the draft was written by Justice Samuel Alito and says, quote, the inescapable conclusion is that the right to abortion is not deeply rooted in the nation's history and traditions. And it quotes him as writing, it is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's representatives. A big reason to believe the authenticity of the Politico story is that when the case was argued in December, it was apparent there were at least 5 votes on the court to overturn Roe. Alito himself repeatedly made his position clear during the courtroom argument.
Can it be said that the right to abortion is deeply rooted in the history and traditions of the American people?
One of the reporters who wrote the Politico story told Rachel Maddow Monday night that he's convinced the draft is genuine.
Well, we're very confident in the authenticity of this draft majority opinion, Rachel, both in the way that we obtained it and other information that we got that supports its authenticity.
The court is considering the fate of a Mississippi law passed in 2018, but so far blocked by a lawsuit that would ban abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Lower court said it would violate the Supreme Court's abortion precedents, beginning with Roe in 1973, that say states cannot ban abortion before the age of fetal viability. That's around 23 weeks into the pregnancy. If the Supreme Court does end up overruling Roe, that would not make abortion illegal, but it would leave it up to each individual state to decide whether to ban it. And about half the states have already signaled that they would. The Politico story is remarkable for another reason. No one can remember any leak like this, and certainly not in one of the most high-profile cases in modern history.
So, 2 things. First of all, wow. Secondly, who leaked it and why? So now we're gonna really start to chop it up. And Miss AK Lady said 7:30. Thank you, appreciate that. Definitely gonna jump in on Suzette's because I really want to hear the legal perspective of what's going on here.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
She follows this big time. But so, and you and I talked about this, man. We're gonna get into this a little bit. it's not that that abortion will be outlawed at the federal level. It's simply overturning Roe v. Wade. It looks like they're just giving the rights
states.
back to the states. So what do you think about that, bro?
You know, I mean, you know, states' rights. You know, I am an advocate of states' rights, but there definitely has to be some sort of oversight for the country. I mean, oversight for the country. I mean, what are we if we don't have a federal law? What are we? You know, we're just a bunch of small. We're Europe. You know, we're Europe basically. So, I mean, we do have to have some sort of federal standard. And you know, and I was in here. I was listening to that, you know, the recording, and I was trying to do the math in my head. You know, I was like 15 weeks. You know, what is that? You know, and I was reading some at the same time talking about trimesters. Once again, I don't understand this. You know, I'm not a doctor. You know, I don't understand it. I don't understand what a woman goes through. You know, I mean, you know, what do you do if a woman is raped?
Great. You want to say great or essay because that's one of those hot words that get kicked off.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, what do you say if a woman is forced to have sex against her will? Okay, or incest is involved. I mean, will there be exceptions to this?
Depends on the state.
You know, it's kind of like it's almost like a knee jerk thing. Like they have this stuff in place and they're not thinking, yo, good looking out. They're not thinking. They're just throwing stuff out there because they want to stop something so bad. Like the people ain't thinking. I mean, there's a whole lot that goes into this sort of stuff. Once again, I don't know when a woman figures out she's pregnant. You know, I mean,
is it unreasonable that you're more than 15 weeks and then you determine that something ain't right? I don't know. Like you said, we don't have those bodies. We don't have that equipment.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to explore that equipment, but I ain't got it. Yeah. What you laughing at? Don't laugh at that.
I mean, yeah, again, guess it's to another show, but
well, what was it say? Yo, I can't. I was gonna say, you know, I guess you could tell them, like, if you need help checking that stuff out, you volunteer your service.
Hand goes up.
But
yeah.
On the serious stuff, I mean, man, there's a whole lot that goes into this. I don't know because, you know, okay, let's take marijuana. You know, federally, marijuana is illegal, but states are pushing it. You know, I'm trying to read that same time, but states are legalizing marijuana. You know, so we talked about gun laws. You know, once again, there's federal gun laws and there's state gun laws. Man, this is a tough one. I don't know, but what I do know is that, you know, the country's looking for a powder keg. You know, between you know, the issues with law enforcement. The issues with the political spectrum that's going on in this country, combined with the Roe versus Wade opposing sides, things are ripe for people to start acting a fool.
Well, my whole thing with this is the way that people are choosing to govern. These people who are playing the political game, these professional politicians, these people like they're household names. They're figuring out ways for the minority to rule. So, you know, Pew Research did a study back in 2019, and they talked about this. They talked about Americans, and it seems that 61% of Americans, according to Pew, they believe that Roe v. Wade should be the law of the land. It should not be overturned. 61% of Americans. So the vast majority of Americans have thoughts similar to you and I. Like, even with your religious convictions, you're like, well, you know, it's still this thing, you know, and you stated your case as to why. Yeah. Now the people in the minority who are just like, we don't like it for whatever reason. We want more control. We just figured out a way to do it.
Well, brother, the minority has been, you know, determining the direction of this country for a little while now. I mean, look at the elections. You know, I mean, people are screaming Trump won this thing, but he lost by over 7 million votes. You know, right. He lost a popular vote last time. And part of that issue is, you know, we're still dealing with the Electoral College, which is a throwback from the Civil War type thing. That's a whole nother conversation. But, you know, the minority, they're the ones that are loud. They're the ones that are screaming. You know, your average everyday person is, you know, they're going to work, they're getting groceries, they're picking up the kids, they're going home, they're making dinner. They don't have time for all this drama.
Yeah.
But now it's getting to the point where it's time for people to stop, well, Roe versus Wade is going to force people to make a decision.
Yeah, it's going to force people to choose sides. You can't just sit back anymore and watch what's going on. Miss AK lady, it's very difficult for a young girl's body to be regulated enough to predict a pregnancy. And I'll take your word for it, love. I had no idea. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Miss AK lady continues on. Conversations with the daughters have to adjust to the times. Yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely see that. And maybe that's because a tool has been removed from society. And I mean, and it's kind of a harsh role to use it, but it was a safety net. If something like this were to happen, you had an option, and that option is still there, but it's more difficult.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, you asked earlier about the. Go ahead and say your what's ups. I know you got to go.
Oh, Demon got me. What's good, brother? Thanks for popping in. We're talking about this Roe v. Wade thing. Demon got me, one of my heavy hitters over there in the fresher fit world, man. Big time mod. Thanks for coming through, bro. But go ahead, Jay.
But I was saying, we talked about like the what was it, the day after pill. I mean, does that go away now? I mean, because I'm assuming, well, who knows what the states are going to pass. But if it's before 15 weeks, that should still be in play, right? And I know if I was a woman, if I was a dude and I was out there still, doing my thing, I think I would be stocking up right now.
Walking around with a bottle of them.
Bro, like Fred Flintstones, you know what I'm saying?
and you're right, bro, because I thought about that too. I'm like, well, okay, there's a federal system in place when it comes to medications like that, right?
Yeah.
Because it used to be you needed to get a prescription, but now you can get them without prescriptions, I think.
I don't know. Look, hey, you talking to Mr. in a relationship for 25, 26 years. So, I ain't worried about that.
Right. So
I done scored a couple times already. I got the trophies.
Got the trophies to prove.
Got the trophies.
Got the scars to prove them. But
we used to call them F trophies.
Boy. Like I said, everybody ain't classified, man. You talking about classified stuff now.
Oh, that's right. My bad. Don don't talk about Don never does nothing. No.
Not Saint. Don't do that.
How
you think I got the nickname? I'm Saint.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm a man of God. So here's the thing. You know what I mean? I'm walking the path.
Hold on. I'm glad I'm over here, bro. Because you see me looking up like I'm looking for the lightning, bro. But go ahead, do you?
Cool. And Miss AK lady was telling us, yes, you can get them without an adult. So it looks like you can get them over the counter pretty much. Well,
bro, and I know in California, and I discovered this the hard way. I mean, once a kid turns 12, the doctors don't have to talk to you no more. So your kid can go to the doctor and get information. So I mean,
no idea what they're doing with their
no idea what's going on. And I mean, I want to say they could actually get abortions and such too. And you don't have to be notified. Now, as a parent, that made me uncomfortable. That makes me uncomfortable not having that type of access. But and they do that because some parents have different ideas, and I don't know why they do it, man. Like I really believe that a 12 or 13-year-old child is not capable of making their own decisions like that. But
it is very difficult, I mean, because young kids, it is what it is. You can be the best parent on the planet. Like there's no like Marvin says all the time, man. There's no book for it. There's no school you can take for it. Being a kid, there's no guarantee you can do everything right, and your kid comes out to be a mass murderer. You just don't know. Demon Got Me makes a point that you and I talked about, man. And let's touch on this. Right. Personally, I'm pro-choice with limits, like nothing after the first trimester. Yeah. However, these days, I think we need my wallet, my choice legislation that allows us to abandon responsibility like women do. Okay, I mean, I wouldn't use those words quietly, but this is, you and I talked about this. I was prior to today, prior to last night, prior to when when they overturned Roe v. Wade, I was with Demon 100%. I'm like, I believe that there's going to come a time where men will be given a legal option, because as it is right now, because Roe v. Wade is still law of the land. So as it is right now, men have zero reproductive rights, zero, none. Like once his sperm leaves his body, he's along for the ride. It does not matter if he wants a child, if he doesn't want a child. It does not matter. It is 100% up to the other party. 100% responsibility for that, and zero accountability for that decision, by the way.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel you, but see, the problem with this statement is once you go down that slippery slope, okay, that filters into other things. My wallet, my choice. Okay. Now, first of all, people think they got money. They think that they can make decisions. Don't believe that. Elon Musk got enough money to buy everybody in this country. And we start pulling that my wallet, my choice and making decisions, legislatively like that, we're going to lose.
But I gotta push back on that, brother, because here's the thing. Simply because the law or that option exists does not necessarily mean that every man is going to jump on it, period. And the fact that we're not even going to put that out there, because it is about money, right? I mean, there are the Brittany Renners of the world, and shout out to you, love. I ain't mad at you. You won. That's going on out there. But Brittany Renner ain't gonna have a child for some deadbeat dude. She's not. She has all, and I'm just using her as an example, but women have all these choices. Men have basically zero when it comes to that.
Think about this, okay? Like you said, just because the option's there doesn't mean all men are going to use it, kind of thing. All right. All cops got guns, okay? And not all of them are using it, but when they do use it and they use it inappropriately, it's a problem.
Yeah. I mean, abortion is
what
the
I'm
law,
saying
but
is you can't leave people. I understand. Okay. Like, I want to say I'm almost like a libertarian in a sense, but I'm not, because you can't leave people to their own devices. You can't, you can't do that whole government stay out of my business completely. You can't do it because people are stupid. Okay. A person is smart. People are stupid.
But I'm with you in the sense that, yeah, if the government stayed out of our business, if the government didn't come and extract resources in the form of financial resources from men because of a pregnancy, I'll be 100% with you. Now, here's the thing. Apparently, in June, this is going to all change. So now that option is taken off the table, kind of.
We'll see.
We'll see. Miss AK lady, I'm grown, so I believe at a certain age, you got to take responsibility for your actions. I'm worried for the girls, though. That's a good point. And you're talking to two grown dudes who've always been responsible for that. Like, I mean, 100%. It is what it is. We are responsible.
Don ain't been responsible for shit. Don't let him fool you. Oh, I'm sorry. I can
classified, man. Classified. Man.
Like I said the other night, you got to catch him on the downstroke. He got to look back at you, say his own name, and even then, he's gonna say, "Don't believe you. Don't believe your lying eyes. They're gonna lie to you." So I can say that. Say, look,
I'm saying, go in peace, brother. Go in peace. I'm saying, so Demon got me. My choice of words was probably harsh. I'm just saying, if you don't think the government has a vested interest in keeping men on child support as much as possible, then you are head in the sand. And we agree with you, brother. Harsh words
that's
are not
a multi-million-dollar industry, bro. That's
billion dollar industry.
For real, bro. That's
billion.
I wish, like, how do I invest in that?
I wish that was publicly traded. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'll be
bro.
making my money on the back end. But my point being this: now moving forward after June, right? After June, it's gonna be tougher. So now the situation could exist in flyover country or wherever you are that two people meet, they're having a good time. You know what I mean? Maybe they drank too much, they're having too much fun, they're vibing, as the young kids like to call it. They do the deed. Wake up the next, they find out in a few months, oh my goodness, right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Right? We're pregnant. Now, at this point, let's say we're in one of the states. I'm saying people who listen to me. Let's say let's say you're in one of those states where you don't have that option, right, to abort. Now you and that guy, y'all in it. Now the female doesn't have that choice. And in those situations, I think that the current child support thing makes sense, right? Because neither one of them have a choice. Now she has to. Well, let me rephrase it.
Play adult games. You got adult problems.
Well, let me rephrase it. Her choices are limited. As a man, she could still opt to give the child up for
Nah, she
adoption
can't.
and not tell you? Yes, she can.
Well,
she
if
can
she-
still
yeah.
do that.
And not
She
tell you
can
that she's pregnant, and
well,
okay.
or she can tell you, I'm pregnant, but I'm still going to give this child up for abortion. She doesn't have to submit to a DNA test because that's that's bad. The baby's still in her belly, and once the baby's
Yeah,
born,
I don't know about that. I think once
Happens all the time, brother.
Once the father steps forward,
happens all the
I think
time.
it's. I mean, I
You the one who told me the story about the brother who was like, "That's my child," and the woman had
and she went ahead and that story, that was North Carolina, where she gave the baby for adoption. She didn't tell him. He found out. You know what I mean? So he went in there and the baby was already adopted by another family.
and he
they
had
were
to fight tooth and nail to
he
get
had
her
to
back.
fight to get the baby back. See, that's a whole nother thing. But I see what you're saying though. I mean, it does, because she can't just be like, you know what, she just, a one night stand, that sort of thing. So, I mean, yeah, it could happen. I mean, and think about this though, because, my thing is always follow the money. Follow the money. So all those abortion clinics and I don't know, in the Midwest or whatever, they gone, right? In the South and the Midwest, they gone. So they're all in, so now they're limited. So instead of having, I don't know, 10,000, now you got 1,000, right? You think the fees ain't going up?
But never
You think
mind the
these-
fees. They're leaving the state. They can't even do it. It's
Well, no, they could get in the car and drive. You could drive to New
Right.
York, or whatever. But the thing is like the cost is going to go up. It's not going to be whatever it costs now. Because I mean, these doctors, it's all about making money, man.
But here's the thing, though. I would normally agree with you. I think there's going to be money made without raising the fees, and I'll tell you why. I was watching one of the financial channels. I forget which one it was, and they were saying, I think it was Yahoo or one of the big corporations out there, one of the big tech firms, already came out and said that they would compensate their employees, pay for travel back and forth. If their employee is living in a state where abortion is not legal, they would.
Yeah, that was Texas. They were
compensate.
talking about that. Yeah.
They would pay for them to go to, a blue state to have the procedure done and come back. They're gonna pay for it. That's crazy, right? The same firms that will fight to keep you from taking maternity leave is gonna pay you to go terminate a pregnancy. Wow.
Well, I would argue that the companies that are doing stuff like that, they're not fighting you on that maternity leave thing. I mean, I think that's a whole nother animal.
Okay, fair point. Fair point. I could be wrong on that, but you get my point.
Yeah, I mean, there's what's she talking about?
Finish your point, man. No, don't be worried so much about the thing. We got time.
Because she got too many letters in her name. I'm trying to process that.
That's Miss AKA. Your wife is wasn't it? There's
She's a Zeta.
Zeta. She's a Zeta. So Miss AKA, my little sis, Jay Swan's wife, she's a Zeta. So y'all,
Nah, she ain't a Zeta. She ain't a Zeta no more. She's a Swanson. She had to get that up.
Oh, my bad. So anyway, I'll read it now since we broke the chain.
Yeah, you messed it up.
Yeah, that completely changes the direction of a teen's life, affects the body's direction in life too. The money flows to more prisoners. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, and think about it. My man's ex-wife. I mean, she had those kids really young. She was a teen mom. And that changed everything for her. I can't even. What is?
Yeah, that's Miss Michelle. Listen, you need to focus on your words. Don't worry about the chat. Let me focus on the chat.
Elbow cough. I had to work that out.
Let me.
Hey, you know what I want, man? I want some peanut brittle. Doesn't that sound good?
I don't like peanut brittle, but
what's wrong with you?
Miss Michonne Denise, how you doing, love? Suzette Speaks fam is in here. Just so y'all know, we're definitely going to wrap the show at 7:15 to give us plenty of time to jump on Suzette's live, because I'm not going to miss that for the world. I got so many questions.
That's going to be good. I'm telling you, and I'm also, man, like, you be talking too long, man, like 2 hours. It's more fun for me to get in the chat and just, do my thing in the chat.
Which is great, and that's why I'm over here. I mean, this is how it works, bro. You know what I mean? Long form, they be going 4, 5, 6 hours, bro. I doubt if I'd ever do that. But
yo, back to the thing, man. You drifting off. Yo, so dig. So Susan Collins, man, a big F you to Susan Collins.
Word?
Oh, bro, that's that senator that was like, oh, Kavanaugh and Gorsuch. I interviewed them. They told me that they would never, that Roe versus Wade is precedence and it's law. That case is settled.
Now, Susan Collins, she's a Republican out of Maine, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she's the senator. Yeah, she's the one that was like, yeah, they're not going to do anything. They told me they will. I'm like, hey, Susan.
Whoa, hold on, man. It's her fault, bro. It's her fault.
Yeah,
because someone sold her
vote. She was the deciding vote. Well, she was one of the ones that pushed it. I'm like, come on. Look, once again, a person, well, you know what? She's just stupid. A big F you to her.
Or she's playing the professional political game. She's
No, I
a
think she just got
centrist,
played.
or she got played. Like she got played by them, but she's a centrist, right? She has to worry about getting reelected. She doesn't want to give up her power as a senator. She's been around for a long time. She has tenure. You know what I mean? She has a lot of respect within both parties, right? Both parties.
Not no more. Not no more.
She still does because people aren't holding her to blame. I don't think. I think the fringe is going to say a lot about her, but I think overall they're going to look at her record. And she came out right away like, yo, man, they played me.
That's all she can say. Cause they've been running her comments on it back to back for the last 12 hours. Wow. So she got no choice. I mean, and that's just, come on. Like, see, and that's like, that's like me telling you, hey, you know what? Trust me. Not me telling you, but that's like me telling some chick at 19, trust me, I got you. You know what? Just this much. A tip. Just this much. Just this much. You know what? That's exactly what he did to her. She's like,
hey,
so are you going to overturn Roe v. Wade? Just a tip.
Just a little
tip,
bit.
Susan.
Just a little bit. Yeah, and she fell for it. Hey, that's what it is. And Demon got me is like insane. Yeah. And Miss Michelle, I gotta support Suzette Speak. That's my people. I gotta be over there. I wanted her on this stream, but I knew she was gonna come with it. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely gonna jump over there. I didn't even bug her. So yeah, I definitely see you over there. And again, thanks for the support, love. We trying to make big things happen over here. So we touched on the child support thing now. And again, now that this is going to be the law of the land, I'm not mad at child support,
right?
To an extent.
It's going to change the landscape. Once again, I don't move in them circles. So I don't know, how many women are getting abortions. I don't know what they're getting abortions for. If it's, if they're using it as birth control, they're using it as a health thing. I don't know. Once again, I'm not in the circles. I'm not involved in that. So, but all those type things, they're gone now, or they will be gone. So these kids are coming. These kids are coming, and where are they going to go?
And right here, this is how America's going to start to shape up. And you talk about how a decision changed America. All of the gold. All of the, I don't know how. I don't know.
You got to play with it. You got to talk to
it. You're wrong. I don't even know how to. I was hitting buttons. I don't know how to make it. I tried to make it bigger. I don't even see the magnifying glass. I'll figure it out next time. But look, I'll tell you what. I'll make a big screen. How about that? Now it's a full screen.
That's probably better.
There's a full screen there. So here's the thing. This is what America's going to look like after Roe v. Wade is no longer the law of the land. So all of the dark spots or the states that already have laws on the books that automatically kicks in.
They got QRF laws, man. They're like quick reaction force laws.
They are, man.
As soon as they stamp it, they go into effect.
Going hard. So you look at it. You look at like California, Oregon, Washington, right? So you look at the coast. And if you did an overlay with the way the country votes, it'll probably be real similar to this. I'm surprised Florida, Georgia, North Carolina's not on there. Ohio's not on there.
Well, Florida just, they're trying to push that 15-week thing. They're trying to push the same thing that Texas did. So Florida is heading in that direction. Now, once again, it depends on how Florida is, though. Because Florida's a purple state. The governor here, he only won by 30,000 votes. Everybody seems to forget that. Yeah, it
was close.
Yes, and then Gore, the hanging Chad Gore, lost the state, by hanging Chad. So, so Florida is kind of a purple state. As much as it seems like it's red, Florida is a really purple state. So, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting.
It's going to be very interesting, bro. You look at what these moves DeSantis is making. They're not looking at long-term effects. There's stuff with Disney.
No. How you gonna fight with Disney, bro?
Disney, and again, same man. But what you were telling me, man, what's gonna happen? Just real quick, what were you telling me is gonna happen in the Orlando and surrounding areas?
Oh, the tax rate is gonna go up because
we're talking property taxes.
Yeah, property tax because I think it's called Rock Creek. I'm not sure exactly. I have to look it up again. But Disney has all these bonds because Disney provides their own law enforcement, their own fire, they maintain their own roads, blah blah blah. So they have these, these $1 billion bonds or whatever they are that they're paying because that's why when you go to Disney, it costs you $35 for a small Coke. And
so I never thought about that, but it makes sense because you have to pay for all that.
Yeah, Disney's not just a theme park, man. Disney that's a way of life out there. And so what's happening is all those homes in those counties, because that, Disney's, that Rock Creek thing is dissolving, Disney, those bonds are still due. So now those bonds and all that, those services they provide, they become, I guess, county services or city services or whatever. So the fees and the responsibility for that stuff goes throughout the area. So all the homeowners, all the businesses, all their taxes are going up. And I want to say that a family of four, they were estimating that their property tax is going to go up $2,500 a year.
25. So no, I think it was 25%.
Well, yeah, 20. Well, they said up to 25%. So
think about that, a 25% increase on your tax liability.
Now,
Wow.
Okay, and on top of that, now, because people are like, well, that's not that bad. It's not that bad. Well, if you think about this, okay, like, first of all, people in Florida don't make a lot of money. Okay, the state does not pay a lot of money. So, if you're making $35,000 a year, so let's say you got a $50,000 a year household, and somebody tells you, and what does that break down to? $50,000 a year. So somebody tells you that, okay, you got your rent, which is, going to be $2,000 a month. You got various bills, and and you're living basically paycheck to paycheck, and now you got to pay an extra $150 a month.
Yeah, and then your gas went up,
and your gas is going up now. And you figured if you commute anywhere, which once again in Florida, if you're trying to live somewhere and commute, I'm thinking you probably have a 25 to 30 mile commute one way.
Easy.
You're gonna spend probably $100 a week on gas.
No, you're gonna move to North Carolina, and DeSantis is gonna have to own that, because if that is the case, and that tax base goes up like that, and people start trying to sell their property and get out of there, no one wants it because of that. That could be a problem, man. Andrew Walker, what's good, brother? Welcome, man. You rock, brother. Need to mandate DNA tests.
That's when I agree. I think they should, but that's getting into that big brother shit, and I don't think you want to mess around with that too much. Mandating DNA tests. That's
Big
that crazy
Brother's
file.
already there.
Yes, Big Brother
He's
is
already there.
He is, but you're talking about mandating people to go in there and put their DNA and all this other shit. Man, you talk about some pushback.
No. I'm talking about only if someone says, "Hey, Mister, you're the father of my child," and Big Brother is about to start taking $1,200. And no, you simply say, "I want proof. It was a one night thing. It was a." You know what I mean? It was a whatever.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm thinking like, just random, like, yo, let's go.
We're not gonna put your DNA in a database and all that. No. We're talking about for child support purposes. Like, hey, he's the dad, because we know. Hey, what did Kanye West say, man? On his 18th birthday, found out he ain't his. I ain't saying she a gold digger, but she ain't messing with no broke. That's what we talking about.
Yo, she's right though. Like, AKA, she's right. You know what I mean? Because that's what we were saying earlier. Like, there's gonna be an influx of kids coming in.
Yeah, where the kids gonna go? That is the question.
The grandparents ain't gonna raise all of them.
Ooh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Demon got me. From what I've read, more kids have been aborted than the entire population of the USA since it has been perfected. Wow.
See, I don't know about that. That's
I don't either. Demon, you might have to do me a favor, man. If you got a stat on that, or there's an article or something out there, man, or whatever you read, drop that in there, man. And Demon's Air Force, bro. Former Air Force, man. So, I rock with him, man. Anybody military, I rock with.
Wait. You say the Air Force? Is that military?
I mean, on weekends, yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Weekends,
even on weekends?
Weekends. Yeah.
Man, that's like being in the Air Force.
From 6 to 3. Look, we just mad that we didn't choose that. They had a good life,
I was going to say, being in the Air Force is like getting a burger without the fries, bro. Like, it ain't right.
Listen,
that ain't right, man.
All I'm saying is this. Every time we needed to steal some equipment so we can go on the mission, we went to the Air Force base, and then we didn't have to steal it. Those combat control guys said, "Take what you want, man." They had everything. They had everything.
What you need? Yeah, I'll take two of those.
Yeah. They did not care. They had it.
What did they get? Substandard housing allowance when they had to deploy or live with us,
bro. When we went on that Hurricane Andrew mission, bro, they were down there putting up their tents, and they were mad because. They had AC and floors. They had AC and floors in their tents, and they were upset that they had to go into the tent. You know what I mean? We're down there with what did we have? Ponchos? We had ponchos, bro. That was it. No mosquito nets.
Had t-shirts.
Man, so yeah, man. Shout out to you,
See,
Demon,
now-
man. We can give you a hard time, but lightweight, bro. I'm mad. I should have.
I said this, man. Air Force cats always had donuts though. Like I don't know what that was, man.
They had
Always
the
had
best
snacks
child.
though.
No, they had the best
Yeah.
child. We were
Tell you.
we were in Spain, bro. On the way home, rotating back to the world. We stopped in Spain, bro. 3:00 in the morning. Child dining facility was open. I
Yo,
couldn't
tell
believe
you
that,
though,
bro.
Yo, the Air Force girls, they was fluffy though. Like the Army girls, they was like in really good shape and they looked nice. Air Force girls was fluffy though.
Man, they wouldn't let me on the Air Force base, man, because everybody said I was a bad guy. That's why I'm a man of God now.
Yeah, that's
Peace be with you.
That's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? Continue on that.
Everybody-
They wouldn't let me on.
They let me go right on in. Just a tip.
That's crazy. And Miss Machanda, she's like, I'm confused as to why birth control hasn't entered the chat. It
Because we don't know, because we don't understand it. Only birth control we know is condoms.
We know
Prophylactics to my sophisticated brothers and sisters.
I mean, but here's the thing. It definitely changes some things. There was another article. I'm gonna pull up here in a second.
Wait, isn't the morning after pill? Isn't that birth control though? I mean, I don't know.
It's used. I think that's used as a form of birth control, bro.
I mean, I
Form
don't
of
know.
birth control. So and then Miss AK lady, also the fact that this was leaked. Who leaked it and why? Okay, let's get into the political side of that. Let's get into the political. That was a great statement.
It wouldn't shock me if what's his name, the head of the Supreme Court,
That would be John Roberts.
John Roberts. It wouldn't shock me if he kind of like left it laying on the table seriously, because John Roberts, I think he might be the last justice or the most recent appointed justice that seems to understand values and what his job is. He tries his best to keep politics out of it. Even during Obama's terms, he sided with the Affordable Care Act.
Well, he sided with the law.
Yes, and I think it would not shock me if it came out that he did this. It was if new birth control really works.
Yeah, Demon Gami says if the new male birth control really works, none of this will matter. That's a good point. If there is male birth control, it's a wrap. I mean, most dudes are gonna do it, especially if it's free. Miss AK lady, and surrounding areas, why are you bringing me this news today?
Oh,
and, yeah, because that's her hood.
There.
That's her hood. Yeah, she's in
wow.
Orlando area. Yeah, Miss AK lady, I'm telling you, we're gonna do a show on it.
Yeah,
we're trying to get that in a couple weeks. It's about to get wicked for real. It's about to get wicked. It's something you definitely want to look into, and especially with the midterms coming up. Be careful who you vote in office, because y'all gonna have to deal with this fallout. It is not gonna be Tallahassee. It's not gonna be DeSantis helping you.
And here's the crazy part. Like, it's getting to a point where I don't even agree with a lot of the people that are in office, but I have to vote for them because it's damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, especially where I live, I got a whole lot of those. The mega cats, but I got the well-to-do mega cats. So they're not all crazy like that. They just my tax situation is so good. That's why I enjoy this. Those people.
Yeah.
And
so what's your crypto portfolio looking like these days? There.
Oh no, these ain't not crypto. They're like, so you don't want a steel mill? What's your problem?
You got a good point there. You got a good point there. Some of his neighbors got helicopters in the backyard. Y'all, he ain't playing.
I'm not yet. I want to sit here and be like, nah, it's bullshit. But yeah. but no, really, it's a situation where, like the last election, I didn't like either. I tell people all the time, they're like, well, you must be a Biden guy. Nah, I can't stand Biden. But it's coming down to the lesser of two evils kind of thing. Like, Biden will fall asleep and, maybe bump his head on the nuclear button. You know what I'm saying? But Trump will be in there pissing on it, waving it around to his friends. Y'all want to push the button? Y'all go ahead.
Same thing. Selling it. Selling it. Give me $3 million. I'll give you 15 minutes with the nuclear football. So yeah,
exactly. So, and that's kind of the situation that we're in now. I pray to God that during the next election we get some people in there that have some moxie. It's pretty frightening when the scariest person in the country right now, the toughest person in the country right now is probably Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi will have you killed.
She ain't even speaking on this right now. She is gangster with it right now.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi probably have you killed. That what's his name? What's the Republican guy in the Congress? The dude that just
McConnell, not McConnell, but
not McConnell. The one that's like McCarthy.
McCartney. Yeah.
McCartney. Talking about wasn't me.
Right. Even though that's your voice, baby, that's your voice. So, Miss AK lady, no one is selling for real because it's hard to find other properties. Yeah, and rent is more than buying. So you'd be foolish to sell. But at the same time, if this stuff kicks in when it becomes official, that 25% is going to hurt.
It's going to hurt.
What I mean? Yeah, Demon got me. They say a shocking amount of men are fathers to kids that aren't theirs, like millions in the U.S. alone. Yes, and no one's going to push back on that, brother.
You know, and I was going to say, how many of those fathers, whatchamacallit, how many of them fathers, oh, now you talking shit?
No, I ain't telling facts.
I was going to say,
Demon said, I got two combat badges. It was good enough. And guess what? He is who? I ain't gonna lie to him. He did his combat time, man. So it don't matter to me. Any branch. If you go down range, I ain't got no problem with you, but I'm still gonna talk shit.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? If you had to wait for the airplane to land to get there,
or if you go into the VA, talking about I got carpal tunnel.
Hey man, Air Force people, I have yet to meet someone that's an Air Force vet that has less than 90% disability.
For real,
they know what they are doing.
They give classes.
Yes, they do. So, and Miss Michonne, women know about birth control. There are over 18 kinds. I believe it's more than that. It's more than that.
See, all we know about is prophylactics in the pullout game.
And like political as to why it was leaked, they're gonna find them. John Roberts, the Chief Justice, he immediately launched an investigation. Mr. Godzilla Face, so much for settled law. That cabinet got stacked with GOP.
Hey, and that's what I was saying. At this point, the Republicans have put their stuff all the way out there, bro. Like, there's no shame in what they're doing. I mean, they purposely blocked, McCarlin from Obama. Is that name McCarlin?
No, I got him right here. That's Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland was the one that they. Yep.
Yeah, they purposely blocked him. Okay. And then they went ahead and pushed, 2 guys through for Trump, 3 guys through for Trump, actually, right?
It was 3.
Three through for Trump, and 1 within the last 30 days, which they were like, what was McConnell saying? Well, America should decide. Oh, wait, push this one through real quick. So look, we know what the game is now. So I don't see a problem with the Democrats now stacking it. You know what I mean? Like, stack. Before I was all against, like, man, you can't be stacking the Supreme Court. That's just ridiculous. We just got to learn to work together. Now I'm like, you know what? Stack it. You know what the game is now? The game is win at all costs. That's what it is. It's win at all costs. It don't matter. We ain't doing what's the best for the country. We trying to get in, get out, get ours. That's what it comes down to. And the only way we're going to resolve this is if A, term limits, B, do away with lobbyists and financial means, and 3, campaign finance reform. Until we push those things, nothing's going to change. So go ahead, stack it. Go for it.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. I'm a blast through these chats, and then we're gonna go for the big finish. Andrew Walker, what about estrogen increases that might occur? We need multiple parties. I mean, I've always been a big fan of having more than just a 2-party system.
Hey, this
because
is the
of
time,
this type
bro.
shit right here.
This is the time, man.
This
For
is
real.
the time, Miss AK lady. Yes, I just bought a house yesterday, and the taxes are already so that it's so expensive. Okay, it's up there. My water trash bill is over $100 a month due to city taxes and assessments, and that's gonna go up. You know what I mean? It's gonna go up. So now I'm not trying to scare you, love, but just start putting that money away.
Hey, it's cheaper than renting, though. You. And hey, you know what? And that's how you build wealth in this country. Good for you, Ma. Do your thing. That's how you build wealth in this country right now. You get property, you hold on to it, you make moves.
Yeah, and the money that you're spending, you're going to get some tax breaks because they're going to have to compensate you with some sort of. Well, in the state, you have to try.
The state? Well, the
state is going to try because of this. They're going to try, and then when they're going to get the feds to kind of give them a little help because what's the federal government do? Print money, right? I mean, that's all they do. So they're going to come up with some sort of relief act for Florida. You know what I mean? Anti-DeSantis thing or whatever. So I would definitely hold on to the house. Figure out a way to get the extra bread. Buckle down.
Definitely.
Just buckle down.
It's gonna make money. I mean, you may take a hit in the short term, but in the long term, I mean, this is how you build wealth in this country now. I mean, you got to get your hands on something. So good for you for getting in the game, most definitely.
It's always been the case. Candace M coming over from Fresh and Fit fam. What's good, love? She's one of the big moms over there. Just sitting back listening to the good conversation. like the video. Thank you so much for the love. And Mr. Godzilla Face, both suck. Dems are, what is that? Weak as hell. I think they're weak as hell.
You know what?
They are.
Hey, and no doubt. You know what I mean? No doubt. I mean, it's you know, and the problem is they keep getting punched in the face and then they want to run and go tell somebody. At some point, you got to fight back.
Sometimes you got to stand your ground, 10 toes down. You know what I mean? You got to get big. You know what I mean? And then, Brother Andrew, it depends on the state. New York City, we have low inventory. Yeah, bro. But here's the thing: New York, California, San Francisco, you know, Seattle. Those markets are way different, bro. Way different. And their politics is way different. I was in LA for 25 years. You know, Jay Swans was in Sacramento. Once we came out of California, it's like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, why didn't we leave before now? Like, it's crazy, yo. It's absolutely crazy. Miss Michonne, how you doing? Democrats don't know how to play the game. They are weak. Absolutely. We're about to talk about that too for the last 15 minutes. I just want to get down to the bottom. All of the above. Yes. And then Mr. Godzilla Face.
Godzilla Face.
It's fuck corpse made
It's fine.
the tax bill for property bigger. Corpse should have stayed the F out of single family homes. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on. You're absolutely right. So we're going to talk about the politics of all this, y'all.
Yo, turn me off for a second. I got to move this stuff around.
Okay, I'll bring you down to the bottom. So the politics of all this, y'all. Here's the thing. Again, y'all know this is me. I'm gonna take my Romeo Papa moment, right? Y'all gotta unplug. And I ain't talking about dating. I'm talking about what y'all seeing right now. You gotta unplug. Jay Swan, thumbs up if you're ready to join back in, bro. Okay, bet, here you go. Jay Swans is back. Here's the thing, y'all. Politics is real, right? Politicians, the ones that you know their name, you know their faces, they can do reports on them and stuff like that. They are professionals. People are taking care of these professional politicians, right? Who's behind it?
Yeah.
The money. Jay Swan said follow the money. I ain't hating on the 1%. I'm trying to get into the 1%. But it's the 1% that allows this type of thing to happen. And it's funny that right now what's going on with crypto, what's going on in the financial markets, what's going on with the Fed, raising the interest rates, all this stuff is going on. Russia, the war, oil, what's going on with China, the Solomon Islands, all this is going on, right? They don't want you to think about that. They want you to think about abortion. So they're going to allow this to happen.
Yeah, they want you to think about abortion. They want you to think about Trump. They got you focused on all this other stuff. You ain't even paying attention to what's going on around you.
You ain't paying attention.
We're going to talk about that stuff in the Solomon Islands, that China making moves, like for real. Like we were talking the other day about, China's been making moves for the last 25, 30 years. When we was in the service, they was making moves. I mean, yeah. And, and nobody knows what's going on because we're so busy fighting with each other. Like, I keep telling people, I have my neighbors talking about, it's really bad. My friends in California, is it safe where you are? I mean, and this and that, because, the Trump people. I'm like, look, man, go outside and, get from in front of your computer and go outside and talk to people. You'll find out that most people ain't on that crazy shit, but the press got us, watching all this crazy shit. It's like the magic show. Look over here, that sort of thing. But here's what's really going on.
So, and here's the thing, y'all. So right now, you got all these people running around. You got people saying, oh, it's all Trump's fault. We hate Trump. Look what Trump has done. And you got the Trump people pushing back. I ain't getting the jab. I don't care about the science, fake news. The lefties are crazy, right? This is what's going on. Meanwhile, let's look at this. Let's look at what led to the defeat of Roe v. Wade. People are talking like this shit just started.
Nah, bro, the memo was done in February. You know that, right?
Well, hold on. Jay Swan said tonight, talking about Merrick Garland. Let's take it all the way back.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about Merrick Garland. Barack Obama had like 100+ days in office left, something like that. And we needed a Supreme Court.
He had a year left, bro. I think he had almost a year left.
Okay. And he wanted, we had to make a pick. He picked the guy that the Republicans wanted on the Supreme Court the cycle before. Barack Obama was like, this is the guy. This is the best dude. Let's get him on. The Republicans said, No, they blocked him. We're too close to an election. We're going to let the people decide. Okay. That's where this particular thing began. Think about it. Garland would have been confirmed had they let it go through. He would have been confirmed. This is the Republican pick. This is the guy that they wanted. Right? I want to say under Bush. So that would have happened.
Yeah, I mean, when we talked about that before, I mean, it's crazy. Like, we were talking about, because I put this on Trump. I put these selections on Trump because I don't think the other Republican candidates would have selected these extremes, because those other Republican candidates, McCain, Romney, I forgot whoever else was. Well, that's it. It was just McCain and Romney over the last 8 years.
Couple cycles, yeah.
Yeah. They I believe that they cared more about this country. Definitely McCain. You say what you want about the man, okay? But and here, let me school you guys on a little bit, because people talk about McCain is a loser because he got captured. No, McCain's the man because he got captured. His dad's an admiral, and they told him he could go home.
Yeah, the North Vietnamese were going to release John McCain from the notorious Hanoi Hilton. Yep. Which was he was being tortured every day, y'all. So continue.
Tell you. And he decided he was going to stay of his own accord. And what did he spend? Like 7 years in a POW camp? Look, I spent 3 weeks going through SEER school. Fuck that.
Yo, and SEER school, for y'all that don't know, SEER school is basically it's basically you get they teach you how to be captured during wartime, and they teach you what to expect when you go into those situations where you're going to be held in a prisoner camp and this and that. They teach you how to survive in the wilderness and all. Like you're out there, and the premise is you're out in the woods. They teach you how to survive on like the wilderness, like what berries to eat. You know what I mean? How to capture small mammals, how to capture birds, fish, and all that kind of stuff. And then you get captured, and then they put you. And the one at Bragg was notorious. They had this one dude, the bearded guy.
Bruh, I'm still looking for that cat. If I find you, it's your ass. I'm sorry, man.
Yo, the bearded one. The bearded one in Fort Bragg wasn't playing, but guess what? He enjoyed what he was doing, but he was getting people prepared because he knew what you would face. And basically, the point of this course was you didn't want to get caught. If your own soldiers are doing this to you, just imagine what's going to happen to you when the bad guys get their hands on you. So that's the whole point.
Yeah, they know your fears and they play on them. It's and all you cats out there talking about I ain't afraid of nothing, bullshit. They'll find it. And what was it, Engel? That
Engel
like didn't come out of his room for like 3 days after he got back.
That was, he had it bad. He had a real. He was a small guy too. Like Engel's a tough cookie, but bro, they broke his ass down. But anyway, John McCain is absolutely an American hero.
Yes, and I believe that man loves this country, and I really do. So anybody that has, and quietly anybody that talks about any veteran, fuck you. Nobody be saying F you, but you ain't earned that right. And and I get this a lot. Well, not everybody can do this. Now fuck you. Okay. Anybody can do something for their country. So I love this country. And like I said in the beginning of this program, and I said, look, I don't think there's any person on this in this country more patriotic than a black person, than a black man that has served, because you fighting for a country that didn't want you. Yeah. All right. Coming home and, you got family, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, coming home, World War I. And, you got family members getting hung with American flags. I mean, come on. Yeah, but that's a whole nother, let me get off.
That's like a whole nother thing. But here's my thing. I vary slightly from Jay Swans. Here's the thing. If you choose not to serve United States military, you know what? That's your choice as an American, right? We provide you that opportunity. You don't have to do it. But if you're someone like Donald J. Trump, right, and you a draft dodger,
no doubt.
Yeah, fuck you. And then people be like, man, why you so hard on Trump? Man, fuck him. If you're going to do something like that, you ain't got no right to speak on nobody who served. I don't give a fuck who it is. And that what he was saying with John McCain and we was like with John Kerry. John Kerry, Swift boat guy. John Kerry killed human beings for his country. Yeah. Say what you want. John Kerry was over there in the Mekong Delta on the water, taking rounds and putting out rounds and killing people for his country. He came home. He had the right to do whatever he wanted to do. If he wanted to throw his medals back in America, that was up. You know what? He earned that. But not you, Trump. Not you, any other man out there who was afraid when your country called, you ran to your doctor talking about give me bone spurs or whatever. Nah, not you.
Shit.
Yeah, not you. And then you want to show up when it's all over and done with, or you want to, be the commander in chief. That's my biggest problem with Trump. I don't care about the other stuff, man. Like, it is what it is, but that I got a problem with. You know what I mean? And when
I told him, I said, I don't care about his I don't care about his politics. I ain't voting for a draft dodger.
I ain't voting for a draft dodger.
You know what the sad part is? When I've said that to people, and once again, I've said that to people here where I live, and they shut the fuck up.
There's no countering that. There's no countering that. My man Big Mo's in the house. What's good, brother? Good to see you.
Yeah, we supposed to be on abortion, man. We up
no,
here.
yeah, you got us off this tangent, but I had to back you up on that.
You got to wrap it up, man.
Yeah, we definitely got to wrap it up. But here's I wanted to get back to the political part of this, y'all.
Yeah.
This didn't just happen yesterday. There are people out there who are playing chess while everybody else is playing Chinese checkers, bro.
No doubt.
They are playing chess. They are playing to win, right? The 1%.
McConnell.
All of them.
Chess,
they bought and paid for it. I ain't mad at them. They bought and paid for it. Here's the thing. You know what I mean? The gap between the rich and the poor is as big as ever been and is growing, right? And there's shout out to brother Andrew Tate. It's coming down to the have-nots and the have-yachts. I'm trying to get that boat. So I ain't mad at them. I'm trying to be on their team, but y'all need to understand one thing. Roe v. Wade is gone. Do you think this was an accident?
Nah, bro. And that's just the beginning. It's just the beginning, bro. Like, y'all, everybody's like, nah, it's just the beginning.
So here's the thing. Where does this end, bro? And I wanted to end with this. We probably got about 15 minutes or so. Where does this end, bro? Right? What else can they change? I mean, is gay marriage safe?
Nope, it's not. It ends with anything that the minority feels as a threat, feels as a change. Don't forget the mantra over the last 5.5 years, 5 or 6 years now, has been "Make America Great Again," which is a throwback to "Make America Go Back to the 50s."
Right.
Okay. Which I don't know who America was great for in the 50s. Not my people.
Yeah, let's put the darkies back in their place again. That's what I see when I see that. Let's put the darkies back in their place. So is a separation of church and state, is that safe?
No, it's not. It's already in play now. Which is horrible. I mean, the separation of church and state went away when Trump tried to do the Muslim ban. You can't ban a religion. Okay. So it's already, but no, everything's in play now. Gay marriage, LGBTQ rights. Did I get all the letters right? I
think so. The alphabet clan.
That's all in play. I'm waiting to see more from the log cabin Republicans because they've been rocking. They've been rocking with them for a minute. So
for those who don't know, tell them who the log cabin Republicans are.
The log cabin Republicans. That is the LGBT. Look, that's the gay section of the Republican Party. That's their log cabin Republicans. I don't know why they call themselves that. I don't know. Maybe Abe Lincoln had a lover. I don't know. Okay. But no, and they've been rocking with the Republican Party hard, for real. And now, they're coming out saying, well, wait a minute, things are going a little too far now. Especially with the law and the Florida, the don't say gay bill, which read it. Everybody needs to read that bill for themselves because there's a whole lot of stuff in there that they don't want to talk about, such as, parents having to be notified that your kid's a little feminine, that sort of stuff, or they say, oh, it's just for kids. We're on a whole nother thing. Never mind. We're on a whole nother thing.
We'll pick that up, y'all. Because here's the thing, y'all. Oh, go ahead, bro. You can finish up and then I'll.
Yeah. But the point is like, there's a lot that's going to change, quietly, depending on which direction this country goes into, interracial marriage. I
was going to ask you about that.
That's extreme. But you know what? Roe versus Wade been around 50 years. Interracial marriage, who knows? That's the next level of things. You got the KKK actively marching in different parts of the country again. And just in Atlanta, just this week, they were passing out flyers, threatening people. Talk about, all you mixed race people, all you race traitors and all this other stuff, handing out flyers. Now, once again, back when we were younger, we used to just fight. We didn't do that. Was it turn the other cheek shit?
Right. We didn't do that. I know I did.
So I mean, just like, but people are becoming more bold with theirs. Before it was just on the internet. Now it's turning into I just watched a video earlier today about this colonizer type gentleman walked into a Popeye's chicken, because his chicken was cold, started cursing everybody out and calling everybody, the N-word. And the manager's like, well, that's your opinion, you know, feel free, blah, blah, blah. And all the workers are like behind the counter, cower. I'm like, man, look, once again, maybe it's just how we were brought up. We'd have got him.
Yeah, he catching hands.
You think it's okay? Like the kid, like the dude, like the kid in Florida. Yeah, you know, actually, I don't think he's in jail.
Yeah,
I think he's fighting it. But the kid in Florida, that old white man, you know, called him the N-word, told him F you, kept calling him the N-word. That kid came off the counter and knocked him out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the man, you know, he fell and hit his head and died, which I don't think, you know, unintended consequences. But I go back to that consequences, you know, actions have consequences.
Yeah, and here's the thing, y'all. The reason we're saying some of this stuff, and it may sound kind of extreme, like, y'all going too far. The thing is this, think about it. Are we really going too far? Right? You have to sit down and look at the board. They are playing chess. And here's the thing. The 1%, they getting that bread. They getting it. That's all they care about is money.
And that's what it is. They got us fighting each other. Okay? They got us fighting each other. Like that cartoon I sent you, you should probably put that up there. But they got us fighting each other. And because once again, you know, okay, like the story I told you when Naya and I was out on the bike in the Ocala National Forest, you know, my wife and I, we ride motorcycles. You know, well, she rides on the back. And, you know, we rode through Ocala Forest and we were told, oh, be careful in there. You know, don't stop anywhere. Everybody's real racist and it's kind of scary, which I'm sure it is. But, you know, like, look, bro, you know me, you know, you tell me all the time, like, why are you doing this? Why are you going there? Because, you know, I mean, I fear no man but God. He better show ID. Hey, that's just how I am. And we went to this little bar on the side of the road because I wanted something to drink, you know, and, you know, we went inside and they didn't have what we wanted. They didn't have any food or whatever. I was like, okay, walked outside, a whole bunch of, you know, hillbilly types, you know, out there checking out my bike and looking at it. And I walked up like, can I help y'all? And they were like, yo, this bike is sick. And they sat and talked to us about the bike, you know, and then they showed us where to go eat, rode with us down there to go eat on their bikes. You know, I look up, my wife is sitting there talking to them guys. Why she put me on blast? But, you know, I mean, you know, nobody wants to be a racist. Okay. Nobody wants to be, even racists don't want to be known as racist because they'll be the first ones to be like, I'm not racist. I'm just having a bad day, whatever. Okay. But the fact that you got those far extreme people coming out and trying to run their mouths, you know, they're coming off the internet now. They're coming from behind the screen. They're trying to run their mouths. And partly because we have a generation that was taught to be afraid, you know, taught to turn the other cheek.
Yeah, use your words. You know what I mean? Time out. You ain't supposed to hit nobody, man. We was fighting. So here's the thing. But
you know why we was fighting though? Because we grew up, you know, we were both born in the 70s. We grew up right after the civil rights movement. You know, we grew up after Dr. King was killed, Malcolm X was killed, Huey P. Newton killed. You know what I mean? We grew up after that. So, you know, we were taught like, hey, you're going to have to fight. Like it is what it is. You got to be 10 times better than your counterpart in order to get ahead. See, these kids now, they're not being taught that. They're being taught, well, you're just as good as everybody else. And, you know, use your words and you know, and it ain't working.
So I mean, and I want to leave y'all with this. I see that. Act Ozzy's in the house. Death of masculinity. Yeah, I want to leave y'all with this, and I think my brother Jay Swans are backing me up on this, bro. It ain't about teams anymore. It's not about Republican, Democrat. You know what I mean? It's not about conservative, liberal. Yeah. It's not about that no more. You got to think for yourself. You got to figure out who's going to do the best for you and yours. Who's going to represent your district, your state, because you can't just be running out here talking about, I got on my red and white hat and I'm wearing my American flag shirt because I want to be on everybody else's team.
Wait, hold on. Time. Which is disrespectful to the American flag. Okay. If you look up the rules, you're not supposed to be doing that. Okay.
Right. Just saying. But they don't know that because they didn't serve. Exactly. They didn't serve, so they don't know that. Right. And it's the thing. Continue. As an American, you have the right to be stupid. All right. That's just how it is. I look at them people and I laugh. Like, y'all ain't nothing. What unit you serve in? Oh, well, my uncle, my brother, whatever. Anyway, it's not about teams anymore, y'all. People are getting bogged down. That's my guy. That's my team. That's my girl. That's my team. Yeah. Y'all got to start thinking, y'all. Start thinking. Join us and think. What is best? Read, research, ask questions. What is best for America? Learn the game that the 1% is playing. We got to play that game with them. Have nots, have yachts. Y'all need to get y'all money up. We need to get some yachts because pretty soon people going to start drowning and I'm going to get on my boat. You know what I mean? So the only way you're gonna do that is to arm yourself with knowledge, people. Knowledge.
Yeah.
I want to leave y'all with that, man. Jay Swans, I'll give you the last
wait.
word.
Yeah, hey, the last word. All right, hey y'all, hey fellas, if this abortion thing is going away, you need to step up your pullout game. That's all I gotta say. step up your game, ladies. Yeah, hey, when he's back there, check him. Just keep checking.
There you go. So
make sure he ain't pulling nothing off.
So, thanks for rocking with us, y'all. That's Jay Swans. I'm DL Saint.
Like this.
Yeah, that's Jay Swans. I'm DL Saint. This is the DL Saint I Really Want to Know podcast. I'm about to jump over and check out Suzette Speaks, man, because I really want to see what's rocking over there. I want to get her insight. I suggest y'all do the same.
I'm about to jump over and I think Naya made some curry again tonight. I think she made like some chicken curry or something.
Yeah, I'm single. I got to go make my own sandwiches. So, but thanks again for all the support. Demon got me, Miss AK Lady, Candace in the house, Big Mo was in here, Act Ozzy in here, everybody else that was in here, Mr. Godzilla Face, Big Mo, Mr. Andrew, man, everybody was. Miss Michonne, if I forgot your name, I'm sorry, but thanks for coming through. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Hey, Naya, love you.